How can I convert a stack trace to a string in Java? In Java, exceptions often produce a stack trace. A stack trace shows what exception occurred, where it happened, method call sequence, debugging information. Example: java.lang arithmetic exception /by0 at main.divide, main.java10, at main.main, main.java20. Normally, stack traces are printed using print stack trace. But sometimes, developers need the stack trace as a string instead of printing directly to console. This is common in logging systems, REST APIs, error reporting, monitoring tools, email alerts, database storage, debugging utilities. A common Java interview and real-world question is, how do I convert a stack trace to a string? This topic explains what stack traces are, how exceptions work, how to capture stack traces as strings, StringWriter and PrintWriter, logging best practices, modern alternatives, common mistakes. This is an important Java debugging topic. What is a stack trace? A stack trace shows exception type, exception method, call history. Example: main, service, repository, exception thrown. Java records the execution path. Basic exception example: public class main, public static void main, string args, int x equals 10 divided 0. Output: java.lang arithmetic exception /by0 at main.main, main.java.5. Standard way to print stack trace. Try int x equals 10 times 0. Catch: exception print stack trace. This prints directly to console, standard error stream, but does not return a string. Why convert stack trace to string? Sometimes applications need to store exception details, send logs remotely, include stack trace in JSON response, save errors in database, email exception reports. For that, stack trace must become a string. Recommended solution: Java commonly uses Creek StringWriter, Creek PrintWriter. Example: convert stack trace to string import java.io PrintWriter, import java.io.StringWriter. Public class main, public static void main, string args. Try int x equals 10 divided by 0. Catch: exception StringWriter SW equals new StringWriter. PrintWriter PW equals new PrintWriter SW. Print stack trace PW. String stack trace equals SW dot to string. System.out println stack trace. How this works: Step 1. Create StringWriter. StringWriter SW equals new StringWriter. Acts like an in-memory string buffer. Step 2. Wrap with PrintWriter. PrintWriter PW equals new PrintWriter SW. Print stack trace requires a PrintWriter. Step 3. Write stack trace. It print stack trace PW instead of console. Check. Writes into memory. Step 4. Convert to string. String stack trace equals SW.toString. Now stack trace becomes regular text. Example output: java.lang.arithmetic exception by 0 at main.main, main.java10. Utility method example: very common utility pattern. Public static string get stack trace exception StringWriter SW equals new StringWriter. PrintWriter PW equals new PrintWriter SW. Print stack trace PW. Return SW.toString. Usage: string trace get stack trace using Apache Commons Lang. Apache Commons provides utility methods. Example: exception utils.get stack trace requires Apache Commons Lang Maven dependency group ID org.apache.commons artifact ID Commons Lang 3, version 3.14.0.
Example using Apache Commons import org.apache.commons.lang3.exception.exception utils.
String trace equals exceptionutils.getStackTrace. Simpler, but requires external library. Logging frameworks usually handle this automatically. Modern logging frameworks already support exceptions. Example: logger.error, application failed, Framework automatically logs, exception message, full stack trace. Usually preferred over manual conversion. SLF4J example try. Rescue operation. Catch exception logger.error, error occurred, Very common enterprise pattern. Spring Boot example. Spring Boot logging automatically handles stack traces. Example: log error, database error, no manual conversion needed unless storing as string. REST API error response example. Sometimes APIs return stack traces during development. Example: map string response equals new hash map. Response.put error sw.toString. Useful for debugging. Not recommended for production security. Security warning. Stack traces may expose file paths, database info, internal implementation details. Avoid exposing full stack traces publicly, especially in production APIs, front-end responses. Better production practice. Instead of returning stack traces, internally return safe error messages. Example: internal server error, common beginner mistakes. 1. Using e.getMessage instead. Wrong assumption. e.getMessage. This returns only. Check exception message. Not full stack trace. Example: by 0. Missing. Line numbers. Method history. 2. Forgetting toString. Wrong. SW. Correct. SW toString. 3. Printing instead of capturing. Wrong. Print stack trace. Only prints to console. 4. Exposing stack traces to users. Dangerous in production systems. Best practices. Best practices include: use StringWriter plus PrintWriter. Use logging frameworks for normal logging. Avoid exposing stack traces publicly. Log exceptions centrally. Keep detailed traces in server logs only. Common real-world uses. Converting stack traces to strings is common in: check monitoring systems. Check audit logs, cloud logging, Slack email alerts. Distributed systems, debugging dashboards. Simple definition stack trace. A detailed report showing exception type, error location, method call sequence, during program execution. Simple definition StringWriter. A Java writer that stores written text in memory as a string. Simple definition PrintWriter. A Java writer used to print formatted text to streams or writers. Final summary. To convert a stack trace to a string in Java, the standard approach uses char, StringWriter, char, PrintWriter. Example: StringWriter, SW, equals new StringWriter. PrintWriter PW equals new PrintWriter SW. Print stack trace, PW, string stack trace equals SW.toString. This allows applications to store stack traces, log errors, send exception details, integrate with monitoring systems. Key idea: print stack trace can write into memory instead of directly to console. Understanding stack traces and exception handling is essential for debugging and building reliable Java applications.